First of all, thank you. Thank you for the time to talk with me, to Gente de Football, football people. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Off day, Friday. We're going to travel out to Berlin tomorrow around 2:30. Finish up the season, last game of the season.
All right, that's good. Do you have possibilities for playoff?
No, we actually lost our playoff hopes the last game we lost. So mathematically now we're kind of out of the playoff hopes. So now we're kind of just trying to finish strong and finish on a good note. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And play the game.
Sorry to hear that, but yeah, you have to finish strong, like you said. It's the way we know as a players, as a football players, we have to finish. That's one of the
definitely finish strong. Yeah, definitely finish strong.
Well, let me introduce to you. You're the linebacker, ex-former from Caudillos. You are playing now in the European Football League with the SeaDevils of Hamburg. And well, as you saying, you lost the playoff chances, but you will finish. And I will love if you can introduce yourself. Talk me a little bit about you. Let me say that it's my first interview in English, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I think we're gonna do it all right. So please introduce yourself.
Okay. For everyone, hello. My name's Leondre Crosby.
I'm sorry. That's the first time that it happened to me.
Oh, okay, it's all good, man.
Football people, everybody, gente de fútbol, I'm very glad and estoy bien contento de tener a Leondre Crosby here. Leondre Crosby is the ex-former from Caudillos. He's the linebacker from SeaDevils from Hamburg. And well, I'm very glad because this is my first interview in English. And thank you for taking the time to be here with the Gente de Football to make an episode. Leondre, thank you very much. I want to introduce yourself, please.
Okay. First and foremost, I want to make sure that everybody clicks, likes, and subscribes to Gente de Football, and make sure everybody shouts out Coach Bolta. Bigs up to him. He just became a coach of the LFA. Hello, everybody in the football world. My name is Leondre Crosby. As you know, I'm the ex-linebacker for the Caudillos, and now I'm actually playing for an ELF team. It's called the Hamburg SeaDevils in Germany. I joined the team in week 10, so I didn't really get a full season feel or get to be there for the beginning of the season or the peaks and the highs and the lows. But it's a great opportunity to even play the game of football, but even more to play in Europe at the highest level. I think that that's a great opportunity and one that if anyone gets that chance and the opportunity, they should take it.
All right, that's great and sounds good because I know the level in Europe it's growing and this league it's growing very fast, and I think they have a very good level in some teams of the league, and well, the SeaDevils is one of them. Leondre, I want to start from the beginning. How do you know the sport, the football? When you was young, how do you get to the first time in the football?
Yeah, so I'd say I was about 5 years old, 6 years old. I'm getting in trouble in school all the time. We don't live in a good neighborhood, so it's not that good to be outside and chilling all the time. So I think that one, it was a way for me to let go of my anger or step away from reality a little bit, but also get around some people that are trying to be team oriented and trying to accomplish one goal. I think at first it's a little bit hard to accept the fact that you're not the best player everywhere, so you kind of got to fit in. You kind of find your role in the team. But I feel like at a young age, playing with my friends, traveling around, staying in hotels, staying up late, eating junk food, and just put it on the line every weekend with my friends and hitting people hard and not getting in trouble. I think that was one of the things too. So I think it was just, an escape from the real world, and this became, making a living for myself.
Well, that's where are you from?
I'm from Ohio.
Ohio. So that's in the north part of the country, right?
Yeah, northeastern.
Close to Canada.
Yeah, close to Canada. Yeah, right there in between Michigan. Yeah, right there.
How's the living over there with the cold, with all the weather, playing football, a lot of months of the year without the chance to play because of all the weather, the snow and all these things.
Yeah, I'll say there hasn't been a day here where it hasn't rained. It's rained each day. Maybe it's not for 20 or 30 minutes, maybe for 5 minutes, and then it stops, sun comes out and starts raining again. So, we're always dealing with, weather predicaments here, whether it be the cold, the wind, rain. Most of the past games I played in here, it's rained each game, besides one when we played rain fire. So, I think they're kind of used to the cold and the rain and the weather a little bit, just like Northeast Ohio. We get a lot of crazy weather there. So, I mean, it feels like Northeast Ohio here.
All right. And you're a fan of something in the area? I don't know, Detroit.
Yeah, they have actually. There's an area where it used to be underwater, but now it's above water, and they built it up. It's the harbor area, and it's a newer part of the city. People say that Hamburg's the most beautiful city in Germany, and I think they're right. It's a really beautiful city. There's a lot of things to do, and great food, great culture, and all around just the German lifestyle.
Okay, let's go back a little bit, and if can you tell me about your journey from the States to Mexico? How do you playing in Caudillos? How do you?
Yeah, for sure. So it was actually pretty crazy. Like the months prior to getting the call from Coach Junior to come out to Mexico, I was freshly just graduated college. I wanted to keep playing ball professionally. COVID had messed everything up. So, in-person combines and XFL and NFL and all that stuff you had to know someone or you had to be really closely tied in with people. So, I didn't want to give up on my dreams. I didn't want to give up on my aspirations. So that's why I went to Germany the first year. And after I went to Germany and played in the GFL 3 and we won the championship, I'm kind of like, you know what? I still got my love for the game. I still got some prime years left. I got to give this all I got, give what it takes. So I returned home 2021, and I don't know. I felt a sense of I need to get back. I need to stay in the weight room. Need to stay working, no matter if I have an agent or matter if if I'm going to play or not. So fast forward 2022, year finished, went home, and I really wasn't in a good spot. I wasn't in a good living situation. I really wasn't on my feet. Really, I was actually staying on my friend's sofa, and
Yeah.
and I'm reaching out to teams. I'm messaging a whole bunch of teams, and I'm thinking I'm down and out. And I get a call, and it's a crazy number. I couldn't remember, but I remember it was +52. I remember that,
All right.
and I get the call, and they're like, "It's Junior." He's like, "Hello." I'm like, "Hey, what's up? This is Crosby." He's like, "Hey, Mr. Crosby, I'd like to talk to you about our opportunity playing the LFA." And I paused the phone call, and right there, I throw my phone up. I'm like, "Let's go, like let's do it." Because you seem like it's done. It seems like everything's so stagnant, and then that one thing happened. And so I'd say that was around December maybe 30th of 2022 and going into 23. I was out in Chihuahua by January 7th, maybe.
All right.
And we didn't leave until June or July. It was a great opportunity, and I'm so glad that it happened.
So Coach Junior was the coach that called you.
Yeah.
And so it was your second year as a professional?
Yeah, that was my second year as a professional, but really the GFL 3 is still professional, but it's still considered semi-pro. I mean, we're getting paid for it, but in aspects of the exposure and how much it's watched on TV, it really wasn't as professional as what I was getting myself into, honestly.
Right, but that you refer to in the United States, right?
No, in Germany in the GFL period.
German team.
Yeah.
All right. So you arrived to the Caudillos, and tell me what it feels living in with playing with the team that has a perfect record at the end of the season. What's the experience to live in Chihuahua? It's a different kind of a city in Mexico. Did you have the opportunity to travel in Mexico with the team and in the teams in the games that you were playing away?
Yeah, we went to. I mean, we stepped out. I mean, we couldn't go really far, but I know for some of the bye weeks, we went to some wineries in different cities. We took a trip to Oaxaca, stuff like that, like some beautiful places. But I would say that Chihuahua, is a city that you really have to visit because I really felt like I was Mexican. I felt like it was welcome with open arms. I was walking down the street, people are beeping their horn. You go into someone's business, they always want to take a picture. The heart and the love for the Caudillos football team in Chihuahua is strong. And I think that, after, finishing the season doing what we're doing, it'll be even stronger. But walking into a place like that, I didn't expect to be 12-0. I didn't expect to have a perfect season. I was just hoping to just bring what I had to the table and be as best as I could for the team. But as practices were going along, I'm like, damn, man, we really got some dudes out here. Like, we really got some guys. And obviously, you're trying to compare the level from the States to the LFA, and I'm like, there's no downfall, man. The linemen are big and nasty and can move. The linebackers and DBs and the receivers got ball skills. And I was the only American that came in that didn't know, and I didn't know any of the other guys that had already came in, like Juan and Emmanuel and Jeremy, all of them. They had recently touched base and knew each other. Dimitri, all the guys, they knew each other from the fam soy. So that was kind of the connection that they had, and they were kind of trying to, take it another level. And I think Coach Junior, did a good job with recruiting and really gave me a good opportunity. And I don't know, filled in the role and we ran with it. Kind of, that's really what it was. At the first day, we all came out. We're like, we want to win a championship. Everybody's looking around like, what? Like, K, like a championship? We're like, yeah, man, we're here to win a championship with nothing less. And every day, if you beat it in people's mind, repeatedly talk about it, it just becomes an atmosphere. It became chemistry. It became like our heart and soul of not losing at home, not letting the city of Chihuahua down, but also, not letting each other down, not letting the person beside you down.
Yeah. So you already talked about the level of Mexico in comparison with the level in the States. But can you tell me where is these things of the Mexican league that you can say that we have like a strong league, like a strong players?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, some rules here are a little bit different. They've adapted some XFL rules as far as like kickoff and punt and special teams, to keep people safe. Some of the rules of roughing the passer or when they call holding, it's very different here. So I'm explaining. So their holding call is if the ball's going to the left and there's the holding call on the right and it's not disturbing the play at all, they're not going to call it because that's what I've been explained. And they want you to roll off the quarterback. They don't want you to land on him when you hit him. They're kind of really trying to protect the quarterback. Pretty much, really, really oriented in the XFL and NFL rules. Could it be better? Yeah. Is it perfect? No. Everything could always be better. I'd say that, as far as the European level to the Mexican level, man, I've been asked this question so many times, and I finally like put on the spot. And I'm like, you know what? There are a couple of teams here that would put up a fight or play well in the LFA. But as far as Mexican football to European football, I really, really think that the tradition or the love of the game isn't just a hobby in Mexico. They don't treat it as. I mean, I know they have to work and everything else, but when they're playing, they're playing, they're flying sideline to sideline, you know, with their hearts in it. Not saying that people here aren't, it's just when you get around people and you get to feel the energy and how people are, it's a little bit more passive here. You know, it's the second option and not the first, you know, as far as, you know, practice and, you know, maybe the commitment or things in that area. But I'll have to say that from a standpoint, basing it off of just the offensive defensive lineman alone, because the defensive backs and the receivers and everything else is a little bit different.
Yeah.
There's some tough Mexicans, man. There's some tough, you know, Hispanic players that really, really have, you know, top caliber talent to play in higher league in the NFL or play in, you know, somewhere over here at the seas and deserve some well paid money. But you know, as far as football IQ, you know, knowing what is what when you line up without telling them anything, I feel like they have a little bit more spark, a little bit more higher football IQ because, you know, they say that if a person isn't as athletic, then they have to back it up with being smart, you know. So, you know, where they lack the athleticism, they really, really, you know, are really smart. And it's honestly to where some of them tell me my job that I'm supposed to do, and I just want to know the coverage. And they're like, hey, you do this, you got this, you got the hook curl and everything like that. But as far as, you know, attacking, executing, and making big plays, I had to say I'd be in the LFA with that for sure. It's the LFA.
Tell me a little bit more about your transition. How it happens the transition from the LFA to the FF. How does it call?
Yeah. So actually have a girlfriend that stays out here, and we were dating when we were in Mexico, and honestly, I just came out here to chill, you know, relax and get ready for my season, the next season, LFA. And the team that I was playing for in 2022, the GFL 3 team, that they're in the GFL 2 now. So I was just helping them out, you know, coming to practice here and there. And it kind of got me down a little bit in regards to football because I just felt like I had so much more to give. And obviously I wanted to be down, resting and healing my body and working out, but obviously you want to be on the field as many times as you can, you know, and that's really what it was. So I'm messaging around Europe, I'm on Euro players messaging.
Oh, what happened?
And
yeah.
Yeah, so from the outside looking in, you know, it looked sparkling gold, looked like gold. And, you know, I get here and obviously equipment, good facilities, housing is taken care of, get food vouchers and stuff like that. But I'm gonna just start nitpicking and everything. So we get here, and I'm thinking, hey, those guys in the ELF, they look great, man. They get a great salary. They you know, they make a lot of money. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just putting that perspective because once you're playing for a while, you know, it's you can't just be playing for scraps and little pieces. You know, you gotta make something yourself, and if you got a kid to worry about, so I'm thinking in that perspective. But you know, I thought I would be receiving way more. They would pay their players way more, but what they pay their players is what they pay, you know, pretty much all across the board. And this team was struggling a little bit. They were in the rate at 500 when I first came in, and they were picking and choosing what they wanted to sign, who they wanted to sign, and you know, just a bunch of stuff that maybe could have been taken care of, you know, better. And there was a little bit of issues off the field that was maybe affecting some people or a lot of people, you know. So I think with another year, maybe next year or something like that, they'll really regroup. But as far as the situation now, and you know what I got myself into, it's really just, hey, you got a great opportunity, you get good film, you get to showcase yourself in front of all the other teams across the league, across the board. So you know, regardless, it's not a lose-lose. It's everything's a lesson at this point. So, you know, that's how I've been taking it, just trying to, you know, stay healthy, stay positive, be encouraging to the other guys and just let them know, there's more football to be played in the next coming years. So, you can't hang your hat on this season.
Yeah. Tell me about the challenges of playing football outside, professional football outside the States.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. There's a lot of protocols and paperwork and just things that you have to be prepared for months and weeks ahead, so that when it comes, because if you're not prepared, you don't got the right paperwork or the right documents signed, you could go home. They could send you home, or they could, kick you off the team. Also, it's just it's you yourself, unless you got a situation where you bring your family. So just that alone, being by yourself, you're already at a mental disadvantage. And, you throw in, maybe not getting paid on the same day, or having a bad day at practice, or just life stuff, So, the transition to playing and over the seas is like, it's just something you got to experience yourself. It's something that you got to have a couple, years under your belt, so that you know what to expect, because you can get hit with a lot of stuff. You can get hit with the same stuff you got hit with in the States, and now you find yourself at rock bottom in both places. So it's like, you got to find your equilibrium. You got to find the middle a little bit. You got to learn how to balance it, because it could be a lot for some people, because in some places it isn't as expensive or isn't as costly. And in some places, you got to budget. You got to watch how you spend your money. Especially, you're in big cities like Hamburg or Berlin, or you're in Paris or places like that. You got to watch how you spend your money. But also, you get a great advantage of playing over the seas in different countries, because there's different, there's different walks of life. There's different things to see. There's statues, there's history, there's beautiful resorts, stuff like that. So everything that you might see in Florida, or you might see in California or Wisconsin or something like that, which are great places, don't get me wrong, but first off, there's nothing like seeing Oaxaca. There's nothing like seeing Berlin City, Hamburg City. There's nothing like seeing the Eiffel Tower, Greenland, stuff like that. Like, it's just crazy. So, going places that you never thought you would. Yeah, the opportunity to travel, but also the opportunity you're taking care of yourself, man. You did that yourself. You cashed in. You did those hard nights of not eating, or putting in hard work of, sprints and stuff like that. So you definitely get to reap the rewards a little bit in that aspect.
All right. And do you think to come back to Mexico next season?
Yeah, that's something that I plan. I've been talking with my agent. Obviously, I want to return to where I previously played at, and that would be, my biggest interest in where I want to be at. But you know how business is business and how things work. So, with that, I would say, yeah, I would return to LFA, and yeah, I would love to be back in Mexico.
How it works, this thing of your agent? You mentioned you have an agent.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so he's not even located in the States. He's located in Mexico City. So that's how I actually found out about the LFA, when I was in Germany for the first year. And then he called me and he's like, "Hey man, we got a opening on a team's playing in the Super Bowl. I think it was the Negros, or I'm not sure who it was, but they needed a linebacker." And he's like, "Yeah, man, can you get out here?" And I'm like, "Bro, I got a game in 2 days. There's no way that I could make it out there." But I gave him the contact of one of my friends that I would consider myself of playing, similar skill and stuff like that. So they called him up, got him out there, and he played. His name's actually Jordan Bruni. Yeah, so yeah.
The Rojos. That's the team that
I'm not sure. It was 2 years ago. So not this one, but the year before that. It was a blue gray. It was the Negros, wasn't it? The Gallagher Negros.
No, but yeah, Galgos.
Yeah, the Galgos. Yeah, the Galgos. Yeah. So he played for them for a game, and my agent was like, "Hey, don't worry, we're gonna get you in the league. We got to make sure that you get some good film, you get some good tape, and we'll just see where it goes from there." And then he actually didn't even have to do anything. Junior called me without him saying anything, without anything like that. And then I told him about it. He's like, all right, make sure we all get on a three-way call so I can see you there, so I can translate for you and tell you what they're saying, because obviously you don't speak Spanish well enough.
Did you learn some Spanish
Oh, wow, man. Yeah, I actually took Spanish for 2 years in high school. So with that, it was kind of más o menos, a little bit like Poco, a little bit. But then as I started hanging out with my friends, and they're like actually like, hey, Leo, we don't want you to talk to us in English. We want you to practice Spanish. Like we want to talk. I'm like, hell yeah, man. Like let's do this. Let's try. So every day they were testing me out my words, and it became fluent. It was cool, man. It was good.
So you can say some words. You can start. We can change the language to a Spanish. We can.
Maybe I can understand you, but I mean, I don't know if I would be able to. It would be like little baby words you would get back from me a little bit. But I mean, I could introduce myself, say my name, ask someone what they're doing, where they're going, what we eating for dinner, little small stuff.
All right. When we finish this episode, we try a little bit Spanish.
Okay. All right.
Hey, what's next for Leondre Crosby?
So what's next? The last game is this weekend. I think that I'll head back to South Germany on Tuesday, and get back in the gym, back to the basics. Back to the daily deposits. Feeling a little banged up, so gotta rest up a little bit. I think I'm playing this will be my 17th game. This will be my 17th game in 2023. So I've made it a goal this year to play all year, and I did. And now I'm like, I'm going to go back on it at the end of the year and be like, man, should I have played all year? Should I have did that? So it'll be something to consider. You obviously don't want to just go from one season and fall off for 5 or 6 months, So I felt like I didn't want to do that, but also I felt like I wanted to see what the ELF was like and what it had to offer before, everything was said and done.
Yeah, but so, either way, you need some rest.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
health as well.
Much.
Health as well. Yeah, a little bit much, and I'm feeling it now. I could say that I'm feeling it a little bit, But hey, that's what I hang my hat on, as being, a tough guy and being, a person that everybody can rely on. So if I show any sign of weakness, then everybody else is going to start giving up. So always got to keep 10 toes down, head high. I think that I'll head back to South Germany on Tuesday. Contact Coach Junior, my agent, and see what we're going to work out as far as the next season, and just hope for the best, and really just keep working and see what the next opportunity is. Because obviously, you want to play. I want to play in the States. I want to play in the NFL, the XFL, the USFL. But
yeah,
sometimes things don't go your way. I'm gonna keep pushing until I can't walk, or it's impaired to hear or something like that. But I mean, I'm going to keep pushing and keep trying all my options until you get what you want. And they always say that if you want, if you ask, you shall receive. So all I'm going to do is ask and put in the work, and the rest will take care of itself.
Yeah. I think that's a good way to take it. And the LFA it's a trampoline. See, you won many go. So the next year could be a good year for that leagues, and maybe you can open more doors.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm very glad to have you here in Gente de Football, in Football People. Yeah. And I don't know, do you want to say something else?
Yeah, I would say, for anybody that's doubting themselves or think that they don't have enough what it takes to bring to the table, as far as playing professionally football or playing anything or really doing anything in your life, you're not going to do it if you don't try. And all I ask you to do is reach for the stars. If you miss, you miss, but you're aiming for the stars, the highest point, the highest aspect. And I would say, I would say love yourself, do the good and the bad, take your losses just like you take your wins, and, play with a chip on your shoulder, walk around with a chip on your shoulder, and make sure you prove every day why you belong. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the message. I think a lot of people gonna take it. It's gonna take that advice, And thank you for taking the time to be here with me to talk with me a little bit about football and show me more about what is happens in the other side of the sea.
Yeah.
Oh, it's happened again. I think
It's all good, man.
we have to finish now. Thank you very much again. Um, let's do
All
this,
right.
and
No, it's
I
good.
hope you have you here in the next episode, in one next episode.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we can see what feedback we get off of it, edit it up. And, I think it's a good idea to do that. I think that the other guys they probably have different experiences because they're with different organizations. So it's a little bit different, just a tad bit different because, some have more money than others. Some are in different cities. Like for, say, the guy from I think he plays for the Hefes or the Rojos, but he plays in Paris. So that city is beautiful. Their owner of their team is Chip Kelly, like an ex-NFL dude. So like, yeah, they've got a lot going on there. You should see.
I got a
They
friend,
actually.
I got a Mexican friend playing in the Paris Musketeers. It's
Oh yeah. Oh,
called,
he's actually Mexican.
yeah, it's Mexican. He's just
Hey.
Said Salazar. Did you know him?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Salazar, yeah.
Yeah, it's playing with the Paris Musketeers.
Uh-huh. I wish I would have seen him when I was walking to the line. I didn't see him. I mean, I kind of look for people.
I think he started playing in the last game.
Yeah. He got picked up real late. Same thing that happened to me. He picked up real late, and you just got to roll with the punches, man. But hey, thanks for having me on. Can't wait to see what the future holds, for Gente de Football and for the Hefes and for the LFA, man.
Thank you. I'm very glad to have you here. And
Yeah.
see you soon, bro.
Hey, see you soon. Adios.
Adios.